Almost everybody who gets to know my spiritual path, Bhakti Marga, the path of love and devotion, loves very much the community, the people, the lifestyle, the activities, the ideology. But I can see that most of the people have a very big issue with the Guru, and especially with the idea to serve a Guru. To serve a Guru for them means to be enslaved. In this video, I will try to explain why our true nature is actually a nature of service and why it is so precious to serve a true spiritual master, a Satguru, why it is one of the greatest privileges and leads us to ultimate freedom. Generally, people in this world don't want to serve, but prefer to be served. Nobody wants to be a servant. Everybody wants to be a lord. Since small, the sense of individuality and egoism is very much strengthened in us. We are meant to believe that we are all separate beings and that we have to look out for ourselves. It is somehow a natural law, the survival of the fittest. With this kind of thinking, the idea of service is often very much misunderstood. It is very good if you have a lot of servants, but not if you become a servant. But although nobody wants to be the servant, nobody wants to serve a master, we actually all do, consciously or unconsciously, willingly or unwillingly. We are somehow all enslaved. In nature, we can see the concept of selfless service. The sun is not shining for herself, but she is actually shining for others. A tree doesn't create shadow and protection for himself, but again, for others. And the flowers emanate their fragrance, not for themselves, but again, for others. In these examples of service, we can see that nature serves unconditionally, selflessly, without wanting anything in return. So how is it now that all of us are constantly serving and even being enslaved? This whole material world is covered by Maya. Maya is an illusion or a wrong or limited perception of the reality, of the absolute reality which lies behind everything. By being enslaved in this material creation and its Maya, we forgot who we truly are and we identify with this big ego, I, mine and me. Through the identification with this body and with this mind, we are serving ourselves, our ego, through the five senses and through the pleasures we derive from them. But we all know that the pleasures which come from the sense objects are not lasting, and therefore we keep on seeking new sense pleasures. This constant chasing of sense pleasures makes us very restless, and the attachment to the sense pleasures and the desires for the sense pleasures are always and inevitably connected with some fear of losing the desired sense pleasures, or of even not gaining them. And with that there comes this frustration and finally anger. Maybe now you can see that serving our ego, our body and our mind, striving to get constantly sense pleasures, is actually the greatest and most obvious enslavement. The mutual affection and service in a relationship might be rewarded by some self-value, self-esteem, some security, and obviously also the sense pleasures which come with a relationship. But also those rewards, also those pleasures are not lasting and will sooner or later lead you again into fear, frustration, anger, suffering. Once a child is born, the parents serve constantly the child, day and night. The rewards are of course big, because for this child, you are the universe. The attention, the affection, the love which a child gives you is just great. But also the rewards of this service will cease over time, once the child grows up and doesn't need the parents anymore. And so again, we are in the cycle of attachment, desires, fear of losing the desired things, frustration when we do, anger, suffering, depression, etc. You might also get some pets and serve your pets, and there also you get the reward of some entertainment, some love and affection. They might even be more loyal to you than other human beings.
Dogs are the most loving, loyal people on the planet.
But also that reward will cease with time. In our work, we serve our bosses or the company we work for. Again, we get some kind of reward which will help us to keep the pleasures of this body going, or to sustain a family, a relationship, or our pets.
He's in my money! That's no money! That isn't my money!
Rarely we are satisfied with the rewards we get in our work, and again, all the rewards are limited and enslave us to some extent. And like this, if we analyze our life, we can see that we always serve somebody somehow. All of this service is a very limited service and literally enslaves us more and more in this material world. The more we gain this awareness and the more the veil of Maya is lifted, the less we are driven by our egoistic desires and sense pleasures. More and more we will serve out of a sense of duty. Once the honeymoon in a relationship is over, we might still stay in a relationship. The relationship transforms. It is not anymore based just on mere sense pleasures and egoistic ideas. And in that, the love and relationship starts to develop and grow even more. Even if your child robs you your sleep, if you have to get up 3 or 4 times at night because the child is hungry, you will still go and serve, out of a sense of duty, of affection and of love. Love is the key, because an expression of love is actually service. Just remember, when you love somebody, you will do anything for that loved person. You will try everything to please that person. If you love your child, you will do everything for your child. You're not caring anymore about yourself. You are giving yourself completely. Selfless service is one of the highest expressions of true love. So by developing this awareness, we might break more and more free from our material identification and identify more and more with who we truly are, a divine spark. And through that, our service will become less and less conditioned and more unconditional, serving for the sake of service. Once the veil of Maya is lifted completely and we identify with this Atman, with this spiritual self, then we realize that we are, in essence, an eternal lover, and therefore our whole life will become a conscious act of service to God. In the mindset of a devotee, you will see God in everything, in your family, in your work, in the society, and everything you do, you will do to serve and to please Him. The true spiritual master, a Satguru, comes to this world only for one purpose, and that purpose is to give us this realization of who we truly are and what the purpose of our life is. He has no self-interest, he has nothing to gain. He only comes to remind us and to uplift us. As God is beyond our perception, He manifests Himself in the form of a spiritual master, or He sends His representative as the spiritual master. Therefore, one of the most direct services to God is to serve a spiritual master. The service to the spiritual master is truly liberating us in comparison to the service to the material world and to Maya, which is constantly entangling and enslaving us more and more. If you like these videos, subscribe, like and share. And I hope you get a chance to actually meet my spiritual master, and I hope you will get the opportunity to do some kind of service to him. Jai Gurudev.